Alright everybody, welcome back to the Neon Neuron builds. Today we're doing part 2 of the Pepatiger Miku. Ultimately she will look like this when we're finished. You will have a very cute model that you can place on your desktop and or anywhere, shelf, bookshelf, school desk, work desk. Basically any place that you want to display a paper Miku that you're feeling brave enough to display a paper Miku and not feel like a complete jerk. So it's a very nice model. It gets complicated in some places. We've already cut out all the pieces and we scored all the pieces. You can watch the previous video for that. It was like almost 3 hours long, and I was really tired. And I'm kind of glad that we did this in 2 episodes because it was just really tedious to do all the cutting and the folding. So we will be putting it all together, and I want to talk a little bit more about the design. Like I said, it's a really not. It's got a lot of blocky spots. If you notice her feet, her legs, they're real just blocky. It's simple blocks. The hardest part about this whole Papercraft itself was the chest, the bust area, was getting all that put together from the back and trying to put the chest piece inside. It's not your, I wouldn't call it a beginner Papercraft. I would definitely save this for somebody who's more advanced, or save this for once you've got a few Papercrafts under your belt. The head, I really like the shape of the head and the way the hair comes in. That the hair especially is nice. I like how it's not all blocked together and it leaves the ends open. You can, I chose to curl the ends in so that they create like a cup, and so it gives them a more natural curl to it. And you can do the same with the bangs, with the sideburns. Oh look, her head's falling down. I didn't glue the head in yet. I didn't feel that we needed to glue the head in because it's nice and snug, which if the face piece comes out, let me see if I can get it out. See the face piece? It comes out, and I think you could, if you wanted to, make different faces, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll start putting this together. Her shoe fell off again. I'm really digging the ideas that people are making, things that you can put on and take off, and I'm really I've been trying to explore the idea of having a kind of a 3-dimensional paper doll, because I enjoyed paper dolls when I was younger. I still kind of do. I enjoy these Papercrafts more, and if you could combine this kind of Papercraft with style, fashion, clothes, and being able to dress and undress them, I think that would be next level paper crafting. That would be awesome. So I'm trying to explore that, but like I said, I like the fact that you can take her little booties off and put them back on. That's a nice touch. The hands are 2-dimensional. Just simply cut them out, and a lot of people, they'll make little cube, but I think it suits the model. You know, it doesn't need anything too complicated. So on a scale of 1 to 3, beginner, novice, advanced. I don't know is beginner the same as novice? I don't know. But from easy to hard, this is kind of in the middle. It's not complicated, it's not hard, but it's not easy either. So let's just go ahead and get started. I downloaded this years ago from the Pepatiger blog. Unfortunately, the Pepatiger blog is no longer available, or the download at the Pepatiger blog is no longer available. So we'll have to if you want to go ahead and email me at neonneuron1@gmail.com, or direct message me, IM me. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. If you want to get a hold of me, DM me on Instagram. Follow and like, and feel free to DM me where you can find this cool little model. See, this is all the pieces that we cut out. The hardest part of all of that was definitely these little flowers right here. But yeah, if you're interested in this model, Google it or send me a message and I'll try to point you in the right direction on where to find it. So without further ado, let's get this crafting party started. So yeah, here's all the pieces that we're gonna put together, and there's the face. I've already scored it, so we'll see how it goes. All right, start off with the face. Of course, as usual, scissors. I hope we won't need scissors for this little spot, but you'll definitely need your scorer. Oh, we already scored. I forgot. These are just the tools that we have. What we'll need definitely for this, for part 2 of for actually putting it all together, you will need glue applicator. Can be a toothpick, anything long and pointy. Toothpick, needles, people use paintbrushes. I use this because it gets into those tiny spots and you got a nice long area that if you need to like glue a lot, it spreads well. You'll see, I will teach you all the techniques during this build. And then we have, of course, our needle nose pincer tweezers. It's easy. It's good for holding 2 pieces together that you can't get in, like in little hard to reach places. Come in handy. Really good investment. Easy to find, easy to make even if you want to. And then glue. I choose Aleene's Tacky Glue. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by anyone, and I hope someday to be sponsored by you, the viewer. You can visit my Patreon and support me so I can build more of these and eventually continue to build my own. But I do recommend supporting paper crafters in general. Paper or folduptoys.com is a good one to support. They're on Patreon. Throw them a couple bucks a month. They will give you exclusive paper crafts that you can only get joining their Patreon. And Paper Foldables is also another busy paper crafter. So go download paperfoldables.com or folduptoys.com. They both have very good, very fun toys. But anyway, Aleene's Tacky Glue is just the best glue that I've found to work with on the market. So let's go ahead and get started with our applicator. Just gonna pop the top off of that, and then so we've already scored what we need to. The face folds around like that. We're just gonna start building along the edge here and then just work our way around, glue the face together. Just run-of-the-mill stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I like to kind of give the paper an idea of where it's going before I really lay down the glue. I find that this kind of, it gives the paper a memory of where it goes, and I think that's nice. Plus, it also helps me see what's going to transpire in the next few moments. All right. So you get your glue. Let's put the glue applicator over here. I think it'd be easier than reaching across. So we got a little bit of glue. We don't need too much, you just need a little bit. We're just gonna smear it on the side where the glue is going. And then right there is a little tab. I'm just gonna go ahead and line that up. We're gonna try to do the first 2 tabs, line both of them up. So we got a little tiny tab and then a nice size tab right next to it. We're just going to get these lined up. You don't want to do too much at once, because then you'll find that you're trying to juggle all these tabs and then the glue won't set right. See, it's got a nice hold. So we got these ones. If you want to make sure that it's secure, we can use our tweezers and just hold it down for a little bit longer. Make sure that it grabs it just right. And once we're happy with how secure it is, we can go ahead and continue with the next one. You don't need a lot, just a little. A lot of glue, a little glue can go a long way. So just line the next one up. Don't be afraid to use your tweezers. I had a art professor once tell me that there's no cheating in art, there's just the final product. So it doesn't matter how you get to the final product, all that matters in the end is the final product. And that's it's kind of a weird concept, because no cheating in art. I think we as artists we don't believe that it's art without suffering. If there's no suffering to it, then how can it be art? If it wasn't difficult to make, how can it be art? I think it's what most of us, I know I do. And I had a friend too who was the same way. Art was a battlefield. Art, every day you wake up and it's another war. Of course, that really destroyed his mental. Thinking like that is very, very it's not beneficial. It makes what you're doing from being enjoyable to being something that it's a chore. You don't want to do it because it's just so much of everything goes into it. And I saw it destroy him. He had to eat his words. Because if it's not fun, if it's not gonna be fun, then why even bother doing it? So now we have the whole, it's kind of sliding off here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the tweezers and just pinch it right there to hold it down. So yeah, my professor said there was no such thing as cheating in art as long as you arrive at the product that you're happy with. Just the final product, and usually you just have to go with it. And we'll say a lot of times we want to make it hard for ourselves, so I'll be like, no, I can't use anything. I'll just I'll hold it. I'll use only with my hands, because if I didn't have this, if I didn't have this, if I didn't have anything, I would just be using my hands. It's like, yeah, but you do have this, and you do have this. So life doesn't have to be difficult, you know? And you should enjoy what you're doing. And if this is a hobby, this is something that you're putting aside a lot of time for to enjoy, why ruin it by being so by giving yourself arbitrary rules to follow? Just experiment, explore, break boundaries, try new things. And if you want to try doing everything with just what you have at your hands, fingertips, more power to you. MacGyver it. How do you think MacGyver learned all of his tricks? You think he never made a mistake? You think he never got stuck in a jam? No. The reason MacGyver knows so much is probably because he's failed many times and has figured out many ways not to do things. Okay, so we got the bottom of the face all lined up. that's all ready. And I'm folding the rest of the face because I want to see exactly how it's gonna fold together. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to adjust one minor thing. Something to adjust here. Sorry, I'm taking it down. Let's go ahead and look at Miku's head. This is something that I'm still kind of getting used to. I try to change everything up and kind of paying the price for that. Let's see. 1 second. Just this. Alright. Okay. Oh, that didn't quite work out. Give me 1 second. Alright, and there you go. So now you can see the artist who's playing, and what we're listening to is chiptune. Alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish, get back to what we're doing. So we're going to glue the face right there and right there. We're just going to seal this up. So let's get our glue stick. Don't need a lot. Just need enough. And I'm going to start from the back. So I'm applying glue to the back side on the opposing side where the tab is. And come back to the front, line it up, and hold. This would be the perfect spot to have your tweezers handy. So I'm gonna get my tweezers. And if you can learn to use both hands, that is great, very helpful. It pays to be ambidextrous in a situation like this. I should have got it. So we're going to go ahead and glue this next tab now. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flip the tab in so that I can get a better grasp of this wall just over here. Smear it along the tab over there. Okay, and now that that has glue on it, we're going to seal it and pinch it. You want it to line up just right. Out. And you'll notice on a lot of your paper crafts you'll have that white edge, and this is why I don't score with the razor blade, because I'll try to minimize that white edge that goes along right there as much as possible. And some people score with the razor, but by not scoring with the razor you don't cut the paper so that when you fold it, it doesn't expose the white edge of the paper where there's no ink. Some people will run like a colored pencil or a neutral color marker along that to get rid of that altogether. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Go ahead and fold that. And the reason I like gluing on the wall opposing the tab rather than gluing the tab itself is because it's easier to get to the edge than it is on the side with a tab. Because the tabs you'll have to glue like that, and then you can get glue right here, but then you can also get glue on the surface, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So let's go ahead and pinch that with. Here, let's get these scissors out of the way. We don't really need these. We're not going to be using that much. So I think we are good. So let's go ahead and finish rounding off the face. So we're going to glue this side right here, this little wall right there. A little bit of glue on the applicator. Bring this in. And we might have to hold this. I don't think it's big enough for the tweezers. And there's a glob of glue. Did you see it? I can't know if you can see it, but it. No, I got it. There you go. Never mind. I got rid of it by smearing it. So like, that's one way you can do it. You could smear the glue with the tabs, or with the papers by rubbing the papers together. But most of the time, you can just swipe and rub. Swipe and rub. So you swipe the glue off the edge there, and then you rub your fingers together to get it off your fingers. And it looks like we got a nice little hold. Okay, the next one we're going to do is this little tab right here. Just get my tweezers. Really pinch it down. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to have to hold it with my fingers. And I think what happened here that's making it just a smidge harder is once it's got a grip, then you can go ahead and let go and then put your tweezers in to secure it. Right here you see if it's rounded because I didn't score on these lines here, and that's what we call a soft fold, where it's not going to create a hard edge or a hard line. It's going to create a kind of rounded. And we're also going to do that soft fold on the hair here. But I think we're good for now. See, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see how it's kind of rounded right there. And then like this is a hard edge and this is a soft edge because I didn't score it, it created a round kind of surface. So that's good for a lot of things. It wasn't really necessary right here. I should have gone ahead and scored it because it's going to be obscured by her bangs anyway. And I think by scored it with the hard edge, it probably would have fit better in there, but we'll see how it turns out, because it didn't turn out terribly. I mean, it didn't turn out bad at all, really. So now we're going to go ahead and do the same on the other side. Usually takes about 5 to 10 seconds for it to actually have a strong enough grip to where you can release it. It's really good glue. Let's go ahead and reinforce it a little bit by just pinching it off. And you can see the head's really coming together. It's a nice shape. I like the face and head technique. Rather than building the whole head together, what a lot of paper crafters will do, they'll just give you a face. So now we're just building the face. This is the back of the head right here. This is what will end up being the back of the head, and we'll put these two together. And that makes it easier than having to build one huge ball. Plus it gives it a stronger foundation because it's got this surface holding the face and then the other surface holding the head. Alright, so that's secure. Let's continue. Give it about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. it should be good. Yeah, it looks like it's good. Alright, next we're gonna glue the head to the kind of, I guess it's the chin. And glue that like that. And what I was saying before is you want to do one at a time, because if I just put glue all over here and all over here and then I held it, I would have to make sure that they all stayed in place. Actually, it doesn't look like it would be such a hard thing to achieve. It's got a nice shape, and this has got a, like a kind of, it's cupping it, so it would definitely not be as hard to get all of these into place. The only thing that would be difficult was making sure that the tabs pressed against the surface here, and that would be the trick. But let's go ahead. We're not going to do all of them at once. We're going to do just a couple at a time. Make sure you're what I'm doing is I'm cleaning this off, because glue will dry, and it is good to keep your applicators clean so that you don't get the little glue balls everywhere. So we got a little bit of glue here. We're gonna start on this side and just go around. Okay, so we'll start with that first one. Hold it. And once that's nice and secure, try to look inside to see if it's got a good hold, and it doesn't look like it's holding, so we might have to do two at a time. And that's okay, it's alright. We didn't fail, we didn't lose anything, we just learned that it doesn't necessarily work. It's not strong enough. That one tab is not strong enough. So I got glue on my fingers. Sometimes you have to come in from the back and just press it a little bit, and this is a little tricky, but sometimes it's what you got to do. Okay, so it looks like it's got a kind of a nice hold. We can see that the paper's splitting right there, so maybe we should have just done it all at once, but we'll see how the other ones turn out. Then I'm going to put a little bit more glue over here just to reinforce it. And then go ahead and do what I said not to do. All of it at once and hope for the best. Reformat the Planet by I can't remember who this is by. BitShifter. If you have a chance to hear this live or hear the live version, I totally recommend doing that, because it is an awesome song. The live version is really, really good. Okay, so it looks like they got a decent enough hold. We're going to go ahead and continue down the line. Put a little glue on this right here, and then attach those together. If I can get my tweezers in here. No, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. Or maybe I will. Go ahead and pinch that. See, yeah, so this is where these tweezers come in handy, and it doesn't look like it's got a good enough hold. Getting those hard to reach places, and it's coming off. It's a little tricky. This is why I do not recommend this for beginners. This tricks. Alright, so we're gonna go, instead of getting this one glued, we're gonna glue this tab and this tab together to secure it into place. And by doing that, it should give this a better bond, so let's go ahead and do that. Wipe off the excess glue. Let's let it dry a little bit so that it gets a better hold, and then line it up, and then then just press the sides together. Try to line it up as much as possible. The more accurate you can get, the better the build will be, and the better the rest of the model comes together. So it looks like it's holding really, really good. Just go ahead and get all the extra glue off my fingers. Continue to hold this. You can also press against the surface of the table that you're working on. That also helps build secure foundations right there and right there. And once you think that's good enough, we can go ahead and start gluing the other side. So it's best to do, if you do this side, then you do the other side next. So we did this side, so we'll go ahead and do this side next instead of going all the way around. I kind of like to work my way up to the point, like to the center. So we do here, here. This side's already together. So here, 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 here. And then it creates from the bottom to the top. I know when you clean a house, you work from the top to the bottom, but when you're building a model, you should work from the bottom to the top. That's the ideal. I guess, I don't know. What do I know? It makes sense to me. So go ahead and line that up. Alright, that looks like it's lined up right. So I'm just gonna hold it. And then all we have left is these two right here. We're gonna go ahead and do both of them at once so that we can push them into place and then just hold it. So let's get some glue. And put it together. Flat surface too. I don't want my head get in the way here. Feels like it's taking hold. Yes. And here we have our completed Miku face. Looks nice, doesn't it? So there's that. That's gonna go right there. Twin sisters. Here's the back of the head. Now, I know there's a bangs. She has bangs, and this has to go, I think, right here somewhere. In order so we can use this. Yeah. No. It's gonna go. See, so right there. It's gonna go right there, and this one's gonna come around like that. So, I think we can go ahead and do this. If you notice, I folded these ones with the hard line instead of using the soft line just to make it easier. And then this one, I'm not sure what we'll do yet, because this is on the top, and I like having the rounded surface to give it a more smoother transition. But for the sake of making it easier, I think we might go ahead and score right here. Haven't decided yet. No, I don't think we'll have to. It looks good the way it is. So we'll just go ahead and get started. Once again, I'm trying to see where the folds go and how they pre-building it just to get an idea of the landscape. It's gonna go like that. It's gonna go like this. And it's always, I highly recommend doing this, checking the way everything goes together before you actually start gluing. And this is so you can have an idea of what steps to go, what would be easiest. what it's going to look like and what it's supposed to look like. I'm kind of giving you a roadmap as to what you're doing exactly. Alright, so I think we got a good idea of what's happening here. So let's, once again, we're cleaning off the glue applicator. There's an easier way to do that. If you'll give me a second, I can show you. If you have any extra scrap paper, go ahead and just poke that through a couple times, and doing that kind of rubs all the extra glue off of the point and the rest of it. So let's go ahead, and I think we'll start with the top of the head. Actually, let's start with this side first. I think that'll make it easier for us. Just applying glue liberally. Then line it up. Get your tweezers ready. Hold it for about 5 to 10 seconds to make sure it's got a nice grip. Good. Okay, right. What's getting tricky right here is because this flap, this tab's supposed to go in the back, so kind of just tuck it in back there, and then this one goes right there, and that's gonna go in the back there. So we're gonna go ahead and apply glue to this one here. Tweezers ready. Hold it in place. If you really wanted to give it a strong grip, you can reinforce this by holding that. Reinforce the tweezers by holding them in. So let's go ahead and do the other side now. I almost dropped my microphone. Sorry about all that. So the stream to actually cut all this out and to score it all was about 3 hours long. This is about a 3 to 4 hour Papercraft. I could probably go faster if I wasn't walking you through it. So I'm saying maybe 3 hours from printing to finished piece. So if you have time to spare, this is a good Papercraft to do. hold it until we can get our tweezers. We might have to just hold it, period. So we'll just hold it. And once it's got a nice grip, then we'll put the tweezers in. There we go. Make sure that it locks. Okay, and this next part is fairly self-explanatory. It's going to create like a bowl, and we're just going to bring it up, fold it like that. Actually, we should probably do these tabs first so that we can bring the whole thing up. So we're going to do this one and this one next. A little dab of glue right there. Swipe and rub. And we'll just do the other side. Hold it. Once it's secure enough, we'll switch it with the tweezers. There we go. All right. Next thing to do is to fold that up, glue it around, and you can see the shape of the head coming together. So it's going to be these two tabs, and I think we'll glue both of them at once, because it looks like we can get a nice hold here. So we'll go ahead and glue those two at once. With my fingers inside, I'm pressing against them so that get in a nice even surface pressure. And then I'm going to pinch this right here with my other fingers while I put more glue on the applicator. This is a terrible place for a microphone, I'm telling you. Hold on, give me 1 second. Just all this. Alright, I just got to be more careful. Happening is that I'm got too much going on. I want her right there so we can see what our goal, that's the goal, was that Miku. A little bit more perfect. Just gonna spread it on this. Get it. The point comes in handy because you want to get it right at the edge in there. Then we'll go ahead and hold that. Ready, and make the handoff just accordingly. That looks good. Okay, give it a few seconds, and then we'll do the other side. Go ahead and end these back. more applicator. Alright, so from the inside, I think we can, yeah, so we'll push that in and it exposes the surface there. It's just what we want. Blow on it a little bit to help the air, help the glue get a little more, a stronger tack. And then press. Hold it for as long as we can. Check inside to see how the tabs are doing, and I'm just going to press them against the wall lightly to make sure that they got full surface contact. Okay, then we'll go ahead and do this last tab. See, the glue is kind of coming off right here. It's not getting a good hold, so that's why I want to go ahead and do this tab next to reinforce this right here. And you want to work quick, but you don't want to be so quick that you're getting sloppy. You got to find a balance between that, between quick and neat, or just quick and sloppy. And there we go. The head is coming together nicely. So next we're going to pull these two pieces in right there and hold them, and so yeah, we still have access, so we're going to go ahead and glue the surface rather than the tabs themselves. Now most people would put glue on the tabs. I'm trying to explain thoroughly what's happening. Most people would put glue on the tabs and then put them in. I like to put glue on the surface and then press the tabs to the surface. I find, just for me, that works easier. So we'll apply glue to the surface here where the tabs are going to go. And then we'll tuck the tabs in and press them against the wall. And just hold them for a few seconds. Nice. And this tab's gonna have to get tucked in, so we'll just pull it back slightly, tuck it in. There we go. See, it's going to glue right there. So we'll glue this tab next. So push that down right there. And then glue along the side here. Dope. Alright, and before we complete this next step, we're going to do this other side, because this part right here gets a little tricky. Tuck this in, press down right there, and we'll smear it all along the wall. Against that. like it's got a nice little hold there. And see here, you can see the soft folding right here took place where I didn't score these lines right here. So it's got a nice round texture. See, it's got a nice round shape. And I like that. So let's go ahead and glue this tab. The hand off. I'm gonna take this time to dry my fingers and wipe them good. Give me just a second. The less debris you have on your hands, the cleaner your model will be. Okay, so that's good. Alright, so what's gonna happen here is these pieces are gonna glue together right there. And then this is going to come down right there. So the best thing to do would be to glue these pieces together first of all. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Put that together right there. Trusty old tweezers. They can hold the spot for us, and then we'll get Miku's bangs ready because that's what's gonna go next. Do that next. Make sure it's got a, yeah, so that's secure. So we'll put these in the lineup over here, and then probably do one side at a time. So we'll do this side first. Apply glue to the back here. Find the nice spot for it. Find the magic spot. Now that we got it, we don't want to lose it, so I'm not even going to bother with the tweezers. Just going to hold it myself. Okay, now that it's got a nice little lock on it. Okay, we're going to do this side. And this is where the point comes in very handy. So we're going to use this, and we're going to get it all in here, and see, having this nice point helps you get into that little corner there, and that little corner right there. So we'll start from the tip and just roll it back. Start from the tip, roll it. And once we got enough, go ahead and press down. Press it together. And then just hold it. And we are coming up on 1 hour. I got a feeling this is going to be a long stretch, a long Papercraft. I could speed it up. And I might just do that. Maybe just make 2 versions, one where it's step by step. Once that's good, there we go. There we have it, the completed headpiece. So these 2 pieces are going to go together like that. Like that. See, it's got a nice little head shape. Kind of round, kind of round. But first, we have to make her bangs. Let's go ahead. This is fairly easy, so I mean, if we do the memory, paper folding memory, give it the memory first. There. That's gonna go there, that's gonna go there. And then this is gonna go right here. This one goes here. And this one goes here. Right. Let's go ahead and start with this. Just rub the back. And this is another place where I soft folded. I didn't, there's crease lines right here, right here, right here, and all along here, but I didn't add the crease lines because I wanted to keep that round shape to it. It's got that nice round shape and I don't want to lose that. Looks like it's got a nice hold, so we'll come over here. Get this side. Probably bring out the tweezers for this one. Put it in place. That's good. For about 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. And then we'll start on the other side here. While we're holding this, I'm going to go ahead and apply glue right there. Let's start on that. We got a bit of excess glue coming through. Swipe and rub. Solves it every time. There's a little tiny tab right here that we got to get. It's really small. It shouldn't be a problem. See right there? This little tab we're going to apply a little glue to and round it off. Let's go ahead and get this extra glue off. And there goes our best if we just hold it ourselves rather than try to get the tweezers in on this. See, such a small little piece that the glue's having a hard time grabbing it. Just to make sure now that it's got a hold, we're going to go ahead and use the tweezers. Okay, so that'll be that. It's the hair piece. Go ahead and stretch. That. So let's go ahead and attach the legs to the hair. Let's start with this one. So we'll start with that side because that looks like we can get a good lock on. And this is where I'm gonna have to bend it just a little bit right here. Right there. Just to make it easier to these two pieces to connect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my finger, I'm gonna glue this, get my finger, and then press that up to meet right here, like that. Okay, so let's start this mission impossible. So let's go ahead and put the glue on the back here. Put a little bit of glue on here. Okay, we're gonna do the thing that I said. Finger in the back, press up. So lock it into place, and then press. I think it's got a nice hold. Do the same for this side. Get a little bit of glue. Get it on top here. Lock it up. And the next step's easy. Glue that in there, glue that in there. Just like that. Off real quick. Alright, so I'll glue the other tab. Opposite side. And then just press that. And then we are done with the head overall. Check it out. See right there, it's coming off a little bit. So we'll have to just get a little bit of glue on here, tiny bit. Then get it right in there. Get tweezers. We're not gonna be able to tweeze that because it's gonna ruin the shape, so we're just gonna have to hold it ourselves. That's the wall right there. Blowing it to help it dry faster. Although I don't know how that works because it's between the paper. I guess Guess we just wait for it then. Yeah. Well. Should do it. So once that dries, you just get the head and tuck it right in there. But we can't do that yet because she has, for lack of a better term, sideburns. Go ahead and get those out. There's one here, and we have one here. The way I did it last time. What do we have on this? Was I got him right about here, lined it up with her face, like that. So you can see right there. They're right there. And I should have curled them before I glued them, so I'm going to go ahead and curl them now. To curl the hair, like we did here, you simply get the any kind of round surface and just making ribbons. And you could make them really tight curls too. Watch. You want to make them tighter. The thing is to be gentle. You don't want to rip your Papercraft. There, see? So you got that nice curl. Let's go ahead and curl the other side now. Start them off with the big one. If you've ever curled ribbons for Christmas, you know exactly what's happening here. Curl this. There we go. So now we got the curl. They're going to curl along her face, so we're going to go ahead and there. A little bit of glue. It's right there. Line up this blue line, this blue square with the part of the head right there. That's what I do. And just hold it. Same thing with this side. A little bit of glue. Line it up right there. You'll see it's a darker shade right here. Just match them up. Straighten them out if you want to. Then you just take the head, tuck it right in there, make sure it doesn't get caught on the bangs. Just push her head in. And there we go. Miku's head is complete. The last thing you want to do is apply glue all along here, and then press that together right there. Creates a nice secure positioning. So let's go ahead and do that. Glue. Crack it just a little bit. And then we'll press it together. This one might take a little bit longer to adhere. We're not quite done with the head yet because we still have to make her ponytails, her trademark ponytails, all that fun stuff. it. We got a nice lock. And there we go. There's little Miku. At this point though, she looks a lot like Kato. Kaito. Alright, so this is the hair. What are all these things on this? So what happens when you leave your Papercrafts out for a few days? Things happen to them. So we'll go ahead and start with one ponytail, and this is pretty easy. I mean, there's really not much to it. I want to hold this one, so I'm gonna just put the tweezers right there just to pinch it. See, and this is another place you can see the soft fold adds a nice curve to it instead of hard folding it with a score line. Clean off the applicator. Gonna need a new piece of card paper in a minute. Okay, so let's start on the other side now. Last time I did this one and this one at the same time. I think I'm only gonna do one at a time this time because I almost messed it up. Go ahead and start there. Tweezers to hold that in place. While that's holding there, I'm going to start on this one too. That's in place. There. Try to line up the tweezers as much as possible without ruining the Papercraft. Right, and seal that one off. Tweezers in there. Hold that up. And we almost have one ponytail ready to go. You'll notice these little music lines, the music notes, correspond to the spot on the head where they should go. So this one's gonna go right there. Because they're both the same. And the other one will go on the other side. Last things to do is just these two here. Probably have to hold these with my hands because I won't be able to get a tweezer in there properly. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Oh, I think it actually did work. Yeah, we got it. Alright, so we're gonna hold that. And then apply glue on this side. Check the integrity of the inside by pressing down. It's coming off a little bit right here at the edge. I'm going to reinforce it just a little bit with a tiny dab of glue. Alright, so we gotta make sure that's clean. So I'm just using the flat edge of this to make it flush against the side there. Looks like it's secure now. So that's the one ponytail. Let's get started on the other. It's going to be the same deal. Here, here, here. Here, here, here. Here, here. Done. So I'm probably not going to chalk as much through this one as I did with the first one. Let's go ahead and put a glue on this one. And that's all she wrote. So this one corresponds to this side right there. It's gonna go right there. That's gonna go right there. And there is our Miku. Now, like I said, you can curl the hair. Very simple. That's what I did. Just like that. Curls in. Just be careful not to rip it. You just gotta pull it gently. You don't have to pull it too hard. It'll curl just from the action that you're doing. See? Got a nice little curl to it. There we go. So that's that curled. So let's curl this one first. There we go. Curl this one. Curl this one. See? Nice and curled. Yeah, and that is the not corresponding sides. Alright, there's a few more pieces we have for Miku's hair. We got these things. And then we have the ribbons, which I also curled. And of course, the flowers. Tricky to pick up. Hold on. And I wouldn't say these things are some things that you have to put on her. They're just flourishes, things that make it add nice little detail to it. Okay, so these are gonna go on her hair right here. And then the ribbons get tucked in here. So if this is gonna go on this ponytail, and then this one's gonna go on this ponytail. And then the ribbons go tucked in here. So first we'll glue the ribbons on, right there. But what I did was I did another funny thing. I curled these too. See, you can see that they're curled right there. Curl the ribbons. So we're going to go ahead and curl these ribbons before we apply them. So you want just a little bit of a curl. So when you glue them together, it's got like a little curl to it. And this isn't something you have to do, this is just something I like doing. I like adding these little touches to it to make it look just a little less like paper. Go ahead and glue these to the back here. The small one's gonna go in front. And feel free to experiment with what you do to the embellishments. They don't have to. We're just going to glue this one onto the back, and make sure you're gluing it onto the back and not the front, so this will line up like that. Glue to the back. I like to put it out on the outermost part, right there, so you can give some room to the ribbon. Go ahead and glue that to the ponytail. Now the more important thing is to line the frame here with the edge of the ponytail. Now if you do it like, if you get too messed up, then you won't be able to glue it to the head. So you gotta get it just right. So go ahead and glue all along the outer, or the inside here. Then line it up. Give it a little squeeze. Gotta make sure you hold all three sides. So it still fits perfectly. So let's do the same thing to this one. We'll glue these two together. And then we'll glue that. Find out which side is the back. This side back here, so we can flip it over. And then we'll glue this right there to the outermost part. Okay. See where it lines up. Hold it, and this is going to go right out there, same as the other one. So once that's solid, more glue, just all along the inside here. And then we're going to follow the edge, press on all three sides. So it's a nice hold. Doesn't look like the back's getting enough. So we're gonna add a little bit more glue to the back side here. Okay. We'll use the flat side of the tweezers to line it up right here. Give it about 10 seconds. That should do it. Looks like it's nice and secure, and see how it's kind of got a nice little roll on it. Alright, so we're going to glue this to here. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and get rid of the, not get rid, but get these flowers on there. There we go. Okay, so the flowers, these are just going to be glued all in here. So let me clean off the applicator. And then we'll just start with the larger bunches first. So this is just a bunch of them, and this one's just going to go right here. And there really is no pattern or rhyme or reason to where they go. It's kind of just up to the participant. So long as you don't mess this part up so that you can still glue it to the head. Glue a couple on the back. Couple more to the front just to make it more three-dimensional. Okay, we'll do the other side. On the back. There we go. It's got a nice little 3D texture to it. Now we'll glue the ponytails to the head. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more than we normally get. A little bit of glue right here. And then also a little bit right here. Together and hold it for about 10 seconds. give it a little bit more time. It doesn't feel like it's gluing strong enough. Okay, now we'll do the other side. For about 10 seconds, 10-15 seconds. There we go. And that is our Miku head complete. And I think this is where we're going to end this stream. Join us again next time when we build, we'll probably work on the body next. So all this torso, chest area. Alright, thanks for watching.